you have to be down to hold me down so that I don't rise. And so if you have purpose in life, and what is purpose? We'll get into that. But first of all, I want to ask you, if you are able to define why you are here, I had to preach a fiery message to get you to scream, but I just want us to reason together. Say enti abusuana nyame de obetu mu ne di enti no de obai. Say nyame amfa wanko to Togo, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, one for wanko to United Kingdom, one for wanko to USA, one for wanko to Australia. How do be pie Ghana? E di enti no de obai Ghana. Have you found out why you are here? Yes, you say obese obonefo ni nyumenti no no de obai. It means that everybody here, there is a particular purpose. The day you discover your purpose, that's the day you start living. Until you myself, there are people and agencies that are here. The purpose of those agencies is to lift the nation up in that regard, to publicize the good locations, good deeds, good places, good people, good culture of our nation. Are they serving their purpose? Are people being paid for nothing? We have to get to places where we ask ourselves, are we wasting God's air? Because it is not for nothing. Are you pursuing what God has placed on your life? Is that what you are pursuing? Your purpose is what brings you profit. Without purpose, there is no fulfillment. You get fulfilled and you get rewards when you pursue your purpose. And to say, discover a purpose, that is the time your life you get returns on investment. Now your ROI in marketing, they were in competition, they were in the wrong tracks, they were seeing themselves in the light of other people instead of them focusing on themselves. They forgot that or purpose. Jesus knew why he was here. Please don't get it twisted. For without controversy, there is no. For without controversy, great is the mystery of godliness. For God was manifested in the flesh. He talks about all that in the book of 1 Timothy and said that Jesus came fully God and fully man, and yet he waited for 30 years before he got into ministry. What it tells you is that the fact that you discover your purpose doesn't mean you should rush into fulfillment, because you should get to a place where you know that apprenticeship comes before mastery. People have to learn from people who know. You want to be a radio guru. I don't have the gifts that he has. I have to applaud him. I have to celebrate what he has. Now, if I want to get to that level, what I have to do is to humble myself to learn from somebody who can do it. Because apprenticeship comes before mastery. This generation is jacked up into thinking, saying, systems and software and platforms like America, who is about 100 to 200 years ahead of us, and we are doing the same thing with them. Of course, you know, we'll have problems. That's why there are regulatory agencies. That's why there is an NCA. That's why there is a media commission. What I mean is that everything is established, everything is alive, everything is in existence because of purpose. Until you discover your purpose, you will never be profitable. In fact, without discovery of purpose, you live a life of misery. What brings a man fulfillment is not money. What brings a man fulfillment is not cars, because there are people who have cars, houses, and money, and they are living a miserable life. What brings a man fulfillment and joy and peace and tranquility within himself? And yes, Nemum ade ade ani gie brenipa any autoswo brenipa and he said agoguahome no say it is finished. What was he saying? Say we is purpose. The purpose for which he came into this world. Otimika said, he have emptied myself, it is done. My thing is that if the call is made for you to come home, can you look back and say but tayenti ademe bas I see so maybe. Now Paul the apostle, the short man Paul. Okay, I'll say I have fought the good fight of faith. Or those of you who want to just want to have another rendition, and yes, okupana makwe makum na mewie. So you should not just be in this world to fight, but you should finish your fight. Adiena nyame dia hyɛ wo nsa no. The company you started, I want you to pursue it. He did not pay the price so that you can buy a car, buy a plane, or build houses. It is so that we can rescue the lost at all costs, deliver the souls of those that are perishing. That is the purpose of the gospel. It is unfortunate that we are missing everything in our times. And I keep saying that if you're a young man, and I keep saying to all the young men around me, if God has given you gifts and talents, and God has given you things that you can do, I don't want you to sit down and say get something. Use your gifts, use your talent. There are purpose, there are things God has placed on the inside of you. I keep telling my pastors all the time, if me and me suffer, me supervising conform me a PhD, me supervising conform me a masters, me chran conform there, me go school, me go marking, me trad, and you tell me say, Udie, for all I know that Nyamekye. No, but what I want people to understand is that the gifts that God has given to you, you are going to account for them. Not Obi I can understand that. Why? Because Obi or one talent. Only the Obi or two, Obi or five. I happen to be in the category of people so I have to do more. Mine is, have you done an extensive audit of yourself to know Nyama ube to me aye? Barry or talents a radibe bisau. Purpose can be evaluated through the basket of talents and gifts that you have. But you should pursue it. But our Minister of State is so that you can help that sector not to enrich yourself to the detriment of the state. The purpose for which God brought you here is so that you'll be impactful. Have you seen a man diligent in his business? He shall not stand before ordinary people. God wants us to be diligent when it comes to what he has entrusted to us to do. Oh, sorry, Monday to Friday. Obia who shop, who bomb payese radi im trewashim. Ba umpo kra unko. Monday anopa oti asore dem. Tuesday anopa oti asore dem. Wednesday anopa oti asore dem. Thursday anopa oti asore dem. Friday anopa oti asore dem. Saturday anopa oti asore dem. Sunday so asa kotina asore dem. Uwi asa shushe se nyamin shrasa. That's not how God blesses people. Or catch on say, Meshra won sanu a juma, and ya wa dream un sem, Yamishra and sanu juma, Adia udon sabeye, and Unyamesha su shroud. O Pija, Adia udon say, God wants us to pursue what he has placed in our hands. If Ghana is going to do well, people should be up and doing. We are having people, we are itching for things we can't scratch. It's for Nyama. You want to drive a Rolls Royce, you want to drive a Bentley, you want to drive a Range Rover. I applaud you for that. That is wishful thinking. But you don't scratch that with wishful thinking. You scratch that with hard work, with enterprise. That entrepreneurial spirit now, when you are it happens to be a purpose. God said unto him, pursue it. I just came to challenge you today that whatever God has given to you to do, pursue. Okachen said, if you pursue, you will overtake and you'll recover. It means there is so much that God wants to do with your life, but until you move, there will be no signs and wonders. Tiasema Yesu kachire suafo no. Osemo nkona semo kwa insencheni be dimochi. Insencheni ni nipa anim, edi nipa achi. Until there is movement, there will not be signs and wonders. Men ought to move before signs and wonders can follow. This is own and yet reality. Reality is, in fact, tongues and to microphone. Reality is, yedisika and neto. Reality is, sika is the son of Kwaha. Reality is, sika e moja. Reality is, moja munsem e fifre munsem. It is a pesika. You should be able to break your sweat for it. Don't itch for things you cannot scratch. I just pray for you, say, and the purposes for which God has given to you, and the reason why God has brought you into this world. Dear Nyamedia sounds that you pursue it and get it done. But those are the purposes He has placed on your life. Pursue it. Edia die na uso. Nyame ne okasa odayem. Waka che o say eden. Oso die na okofa broni wawu. But ebia ade nyame pese oye no no. Uye wie na onu obi kan ho asem. Ena nipa ne ka che o say sa de obi aya enye business papa. Don't do it. Paul said, when I heard of the heavenly call, I conferred not with flesh and blood. The things that are divine, when God instills that thing in your heart, you have to get to a place in your life where you appreciate, say, and you're divine, also kataweni, now buniagu assume, now try, say, Adene Yamedia two and in Ober Kokoding. Discover your purpose in life. I believe that there is somebody listening to the sound of my voice. And rather the word Abba Ghana so that you can help. It be me a future politicians, future clerics as in clerics not just in the Christian fraternity, even in the Islamic faith, wherever you are. And rather to us you also